to this session. Thank you for being here as we discuss a really popular topic. I feel layoffs have been around for most of the time. If you've either worked a job, you've experienced that long enough, either you know someone that's going through it or you've heard about it on the news. But I just want to tell you, in good times or bad times, there will always be layoffs. And I know most times these are the saddest things for people, especially if you're someone and all of your identity has been attached to that job. You've totally identified with it. That job has been your life. And why would it not be? Especially if you think about it, you're spending 8 hours a day, 40 plus hours a week. And if you think about that over probably 160 hours plus a month in one position, yes, that could be a huge change. That could be a huge change, sacrifice for you as well, because now you've sacrificed a lot of your time with this company, and this company did not fulfill their obligations to continue paying you money. However, I know some people in situations, they are fortunate to get severance, but I've heard now there are some companies that they're finding ways to not pay severance, and they don't really care about it. They don't really care that people have worked for them for years, have valued them, and they're not placing any value on people. Most times companies are focused on profit over people. Am I saying that's all companies? No, because there's some great companies out there, large companies, small companies out there. However, I will tell you, there are some companies out there that they're going to always put profit over people. So the thing when it comes to that is that you have to realize when that happens, when that truly happens, the only thing that you could do is to put you first. And I wanted to just really quickly, this is a real quick session, but I felt it was imperative because I know going into the holidays, this is when companies get the worst. This is when they decide to get rid of the biggest expense on their books, on their P&L, which is their payroll, which is their people. And going into the holidays being very insensitive, or they're going to come out of the holidays and they're going to do it at the beginning of the year. So I just wanted to share some tips for anyone that wants them. These are just some tips. These are not all tips. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of sessions, videos out there, but these are some things that I think if you put in place, layoff or not, you will always be bulletproof. You will be bulletproof. And these sessions are about being bulletproof, being an ownership babe, but making sure that things do not bother you financially. So number one, I would say when you're on that job from day one, utilize their resources. And I'm not talking about just utilizing, what's, comes with that position. Oftentimes with certain jobs, they'll pay for you to further your education, or they'll pay for additional training. And I know who wants to do that. I just want to do my 40 hours, whatever it is, and leave. But you're not doing it for that company. You are doing it for yourself when you start to utilize all of their resources. See, when I hear people say, I've been laid off, but they left everything on the table. And I'm like, wow, did you use that reimbursement policy on that job to further your education? Did you use that reimbursement policy or that policy where you decided to get a certification, they would pay for it? See, did you utilize their free courses that they have online? See, you have to utilize every resource. I'm basically telling you, this thing is about the greedy, not the needy. You have to be greedy when you are in these corporate spaces. You have to become greedy and take everything that's on the table. Why? Because it betters you. Number one, it helps you to grow. But number two, it makes you more marketable. Either marketable for another position or marketable for your own business. Because you might decide after you leave that business that you just want to hang it up. You want to start your own business. Well, having the tools and the resources are important. Number two, utilize all of it. I would say utilize their connections, people. You know, naturally, I'm a people's person, and I am a people's person. I am always going to connect, have a conversation with people, talk to people. That is my thing. That is how I connect with people, spirit to spirit. That is how God created me, and I will always be that way. Behind the camera or in front of it, I'm always going to be that way. So one thing I would say is build, if you can do it, learn how to do it. Build connections. See, these are connections that are going to take you further. And a lot of these connections are not probably in your department. They're going to probably be different departments. You know, I just remember coming out of uni, I knew a lot of people in my department, but I always reached out to people outside of that. I always built relationships, built, you know, with leaders and people that were mentors, because I always wanted to have those connections, those networking connections available on deck anytime that I needed it. So number 2, build your connections. I know it's uncomfortable, but maybe take some steps to get out of your comfort zone. Maybe even utilize the resources with the company to get better at connecting with people. That could be a thought as well. And then last, I would just say being financially stable, which is just meaning what I stand for here, becoming debt free. What I know is that being that I live a debt-free life and I don't owe anyone, that puts me in a position of strength. So if you do have debt, utilizing that money that you get paid, paying off the debt, becoming debt-free, what that does is it puts you in a position of strength to do what? To save money, which is absolutely important. As you save money, guess what happens? Now money can save you when that layoff comes, or when maybe not even a layoff. Maybe you're just tired of the job. You're ready to fire them before they fire you. That should be an option for every single person that works a job. But that is not an option if you're not secure financially. You know, if you haven't seen any of my videos, take a look at them. You know, I have videos on amortization tables. If you're someone that's looking to pay off your home, I'm talking about the basics of debt, how to get out of debt, things of that sort. You know, there's a lot of ownership type videos out there, and not just here on my channel, out there, so that you can grow yourself, so that you can put yourself in a position of strength financially, so that guess what? Whatever move they make, you will be okay. Will you miss that paycheck? That's okay. Plenty of jobs, as I said, but there's only one of you. So I challenge you, as you are closing out this year, make sure if you're still working your job or even have a business, whatever it may be, utilize every single last resource that the company offers. Utilize those connections and just really zone in, focus on becoming debt free, so that you can really truly position yourself for financial freedom. I'm here to tell you, it is so beautiful. On the other side, being on that side of debt freedom is so beautiful. It gives you, again, it puts you in a position of strength. So thank you for tuning into this session. Have a beautiful day. Hasta luego.